So this one's going to be a little bit different. For this 2v2, you got Demon Empire as the enemy, Elite Kazane as the other supporting team, and this is played at 200 population. It's the only population cap that Demon Empire supports at this point, at this moment. Demon Empire only plays as the Empire at this point. Elite Kazane was set at random and received the Wookiees and Republic. So I kind of wanted to show off the difference between Elite Kazane, you know, again being a reactionary sort of, very kind of all around. Not really strategic, doesn't go a certain strategy, but sort of an all-around AI. The only fact is it doesn't play like Regicide or King of the Hill, or Space or Island maps yet. So that's going to be something in the future, but mostly random land map and deathmatch support. So I'm just using it as sort of a benchmark, and because it is an AI that I put together, I do like to show it off a little bit, and some of its prowess. So Demon Empire as the Empire is based off a AOK, or an Age of Empires AI, titled the same thing, Demon Empire, that I believe plays as the Aztecs, and uses the monk and unique unit combination. So what Demon Empire does in Star Wars is build a lot of fortresses, builds up a nice unit mix of generally Dark Troopers, Strike Mechs, Mech Destroyers, Sith Knights, and then Sith Masters. And what he'll do is, his general strategy is pretty much do nothing, tech level 1, tech level 2, try to hit tech level 3 as fast as possible. Once tech level 3 is hit, Sith Knights or Sith Apprentices start being built, being trained, so some holocrons get picked up. A fortress is almost immediately laid down. It provides them with some defense, as well as starts, giving the production of Dark Troopers. Now, some people don't like Dark Troopers because they're weak versus Strike Mechs, but they are 15 less carbon Strike Mechs and have a decent amount of health. They can't 1v1 versus a Strike Mech. However, they can take out a lot of mounted troops. They're great against mounted troops, and they can take out quite a bit of troopers. Grenade troopers don't harm them, and they do fairly well against mech destroyers. So, for the same cost, you lose. You don't have the same weaknesses as Strike Mechs do. They're weak versus. If there's a mounted trooper in their face, they're weak against that. If there's a grenade trooper behind enemy lines, Strike Mechs are going to be weak against that. Strike Mechs are obviously weak against mech destroyers, and they're weak against bombers. But Dark Troopers, they're weak against air as well, and they're still weak against the fighters. Just is not as much as normal troopers do. For normal troopers, they have almost no Dur armor. When they're heavy trooper, they get 1 Dur armor. They only have 40 HP, I believe, as a heavy trooper. Dark troopers get 150 HP base, and then once they hit phase 2, 180. I believe they pop out with 5 Dur armor, which makes them a lot more immune to fighter strikes. Not to mention they already have a fortress if all they do is play defense. So right now in the game, all 3 AIs are in tech level 3. Nobody's performed any tech level 2 attacks. Elite Kazane would have been the only one who would have done it anyway. But they decided to both go holocron grab strategy, and they both pretty much failed. I guess they didn't see enough of the map, or didn't get enough Padawans out, because they only do end up getting 1 between that team during the whole game. Demon Empire, one of them gets 4 of them and just sits with them. It's a 2-hour game. I kind of just quit because it was pretty much a stalemate. but Demon Empire, you know, for 2 hours accumulates 17,000 Nova from the 4 relics. Did I say relics? Holocrons. So you can see here he's got his fortress already. He's got a couple Dark Troopers out. He's got a couple Sith apprentices. Every now and then he'll send a unit out just to poke at the enemy base. And Demon Empire is fairly optimized. It doesn't, you know, Elite Cuisine was built, like I said, to mostly be a counterintuitive AI. Demon Empire is more of a, here's a grocery list of units to create. Try to hit that number of units. You know, you just keep producing them. And once you hit, it never attacks until 200 population, I believe. When it completely fills up the population queue, it doesn't attack. And when it does attack, though, it does what's called a TSA, or town size attack, which means it increases its town size, the AI's town size. And if you've ever played against AI, you know that if you put a building within its town size, within its base, it'll detect that. Not outside the base, but within the base, it'll detect that. And sometimes, like, if you do a tower rush versus an AI, you'll see it sends out all of its villagers or its workers to try to destroy the tower. So doing a town size attack means it extends the town size out until it reaches an opponent building. It stops, wait till that's get destroyed, and then extends it further until it can detect another enemy building within its town size. And so it's a fairly good attack. However, there are certain negative impacts to it, and that is, you know, it's almost like sending your troops in all at once, which is great because it's a nice thick stream of units. However, that means that anybody with a slower speed, like an assault mech or a mech destroyer or artillery, they do fall behind, especially like anti-air mobiles, so that they will fall behind on that. And that's one weakness of the attack type. So at this point, we're 37 minutes into the game. About 42 minutes, I believe. Mostly all the AI will hit tech level 4. I believe it's not until about 50 minutes in that the AI attack. So it's a pretty peaceful game up until like 50 minutes in. But I just kind of wanted to display showcase the ability of the Demon Empire and what it can do. And like I said, one of the things that makes or breaks the game is the holocrons being held by AIs sometimes. So I want to almost guarantee that if Elite Cuisine held more holocrons than Demon Empire, then he might have ended, or Elite Cuisine might have ended the game on a quicker note instead of a 2-hour stalemate. It would have been more like maybe an hour 40, hour 50 victory. But it's all speculation. But I have seen it in the past. It's generally how it ends up. If there's no early attacks against Demon Empire, that's generally how it goes. So just like with TCU 3, Demon Empire, because of all the Jedi, Jedi are used as the I want to say like the secondary support unit of the strategy. It's in hopes that units will be converted. And quite often I've seen assault mechs and air units get converted by Sith Masters, so it definitely works out for them. It's just, it requires a lot of Nova. Sith Masters are not cheap by any means, 400 Nova. So
the roar of the crowd, the buzz beaters, the heartbreak.
If he sends out his units, expends his Nova, and is building up, and the enemy comes at him with full military force, that's generally when the game tends to turn. One of the things to note is that Wookiees, even though they are troop civ, so you would think they would be a little bit weaker to the Dark Troopers. Wookiees also get ingenuity, Wookiee ingenuity, which makes their mechs 15% less, 50% less to produce and cost. So strike mechs become Was it like 40 food, 85 carbon? It's something just slightly cheaper than Dark Trooper. So, being Strike Mix being the counter to Dark Troopers, it's, I don't know, it kind of balances out. Definitely helps having some advanced mounted troopers or berserkers with regeneration. You know, with the plus 30 HP and the extra Dura armor, especially when I run against those Sith Masters or, you know, a nice little force of Sith Knights. So, as you can see on screen, I'm just kind of clicking around. I'm showing off Elite Kazane and Tech Level 4, what he's researching. They both have Repeater Trooper, which is something I pretty much make sure is one of the tech set. In case this researching process gets interrupted, at least it's one of them that does get finished. It's fairly cheap compared to the other Tech Level 4 researches. I think aside from most of the unique unit upgrades or the fighter and bomber upgrades, it's one of the cheaper ones. Pointing out self-regen. With self-regeneration, did you know that bounty hunters, as well as Jedi Knights, get regeneration? Yeah. That's pretty cool. And if you, as you know, Sith Masters, Jedi Knights, or Jedi Masters, their one of their awesome abilities is, you know, having that 400 HP and having that regenerate over time. So it's definitely annoying. And to have Jedi Knights do the exact same thing, you know, for half the cost, it's pretty great. So, this is what I was talking about. He's attacking the first building in a town instead of just moving forward and attacking something else. And it's a lot of Dark Troopers. They're all at phase 2. They all have pretty much all the War Center research complete. And then Elite Kazane, one of the things I make sure that he does is, with an air civilization, make sure he researches efficient manufacturing for air units, making them 25% cheaper to produce. You know, kind of kickstart air, you know, populating the air zone, I guess. So he's got fast fighters, he's got enhanced bombers, they have shields on them as well. So it helps repel this attack, this initial attack, very easily. And if you look across the minimap, on the minimap, you can see that the other Demon Empire is attacking the Wookiees now. And the Wookiees will repel his attack. And the game pretty much goes, the Republic has a little bit of difficulty repelling Demon Empire. They go back and forth. The Wookiees generally have an easier time pushing Demon Empire back because of their high HP troops. Because they're so massed. That they repel the Sith Masters a little bit easier. They also have heavy artillery, which helps take down the Dark Troopers a little bit quicker and the mechs, like the Strike Mechs. Because Demon Empire does make sure that he gets his heavy Strike Mechs, his heavy Mech Destroyers, Dark Trooper Phase 2, Repeater Troopers, before he launches his attacks, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's a 2-hour-long game. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The Wookiees do take out the front of their opposing Demon Empire's base. However, Demon Empire keeps pushing back, and it's still a back and forth thing. Generally, if I remember correctly, an hour 50 minutes in, Demon Empire has converted some assault mechs, so it makes it definitely harder. So on screen here we've got the fighters taking out troops still, and Demon Empire has a bit of heavy anti-air troops coming out, so that helps, but he doesn't have homing missiles, as you can see, so some of them miss. And also I believe the Republic has the +4 armor to their aircraft, which actually only has +3 armor. You can open that up in Scenario Editor and test that out, but you'll definitely see that there. So with with heavy anti-air troops, they deal only 7 damage per missile. So that gets reduced down to 4 damage per missile. And against shields, it takes a very long time for just the anti-air troops to take out shielded fighters with armor on there. Best thing to beat that is to grab some mobiles. They don't die as fast. And get the anti-air, retort? Refort? Whatever it is, it adds +4 range. And also producing fighters. Initially fighters do 15 damage versus air, fast fighters do 22, and then advanced fighters do 30 versus other aircraft. But if you check out the score here, Elite Kazane stays ahead in points, and I've hit the next chapter, so it's fast forwarded. The Republic has heavy strike mechs and advanced fighters, and I fast forward again. So it's an hour 48 minutes into the game, and it's pretty much the same thing. Still pretty much a stalemate. And if I open up the score screen again, we'll bring up the actual score. You'll see that Elite Kazane is still ahead, and it's mostly because of the counters. So he's ahead in how many units are killed, but he can't produce a solid enough push to actually start eating away at Demon Empire's base. And I think I want to put a little blame towards not producing enough bounty hunters and not having enough base fortifications like shield generators or advanced turrets to help push that attack back. As far as Demon Empire is concerned, he needs assault mechs as well, especially being the Empire. And the Empire also gets efficient manufacturing for air units. They already have a 5% bonus to making air units a lot cheaper. So together it would be 30% cheaper. So air units become support units. So it would be something well worth using, but he's trying to stick, he tried to mirror, try to stick to the original Demon Empire script as much as possible. Highlighting here that Wookiees have the advanced berserkers. So the Wookiees have full unit upgrades, I believe, at this point, except heavy assault mechs. They might have heavy assault mechs. Definitely have advanced fighters. They don't have heavy night destroyers, but I believe they have full Warson research. Advanced fighters that do believe do 20 damage versus troop class units. It definitely helps against the Dark Troopers. Whereas I believe strike mechs only do 18. Heavy strike mechs do 18. Regular strike mechs do 15 versus the trooper class. And here in a few minutes, I typed in Luke Skywalker. I'm not trying to claim a victory. It was 2 hours into the game. It's pretty much a stalemate. I just wanted the game to end. And I do keep up the score screen just to show a few things. I believe. Maybe there was. I'm playing 2 different videos here. Play with Windows Media Player. Running a lot of things in the background right now, so I'm not sure if it's going to pop up or not. So I'm not sure if I'm actually extending the videos as much as they need to be. Okay, yeah. So I got the score screen up. Units killed versus units lost. Take a look at that. Buildings raised. Largest army. The trade profit much higher for the Elite Kazane team.